Hello everyone, today I will bring you another technical video, and personally I think this video is very important. The issue discussed in this video is something I originally never expected to become a problem, but I realized that the ETA is indeed a very new device for everyone, so many people may not fully understand how it works. This can lead to some installation issues, so today I will explain it to you in detail. First, we need to understand how the ETA moves. Let's watch a few clips so you can see it clearly. From these videos, we can clearly see how the ETA adjusts the tilt and the back focus. The device is actually divided into two layers, the upper and the lower. The lower layer is connected to the device after it, such as a filter wheel or an OAG. For example, here we installed a universal filter wheel adapter which connects the filter wheel and the ETA if you are not using an OAG. The upper layer is connected to the telescope in front. The upper and lower parts of the ETA move independently relative to each other. This is how it adjusts the tilt and the back focus. Now the key issue comes. When installing the ETA, you can see that there are 6 slots. Your screws pass through these slots to fix the ETA to the equipment behind, like an OAG or here the filter wheel adapter. If you observe these slots carefully, you will find that they are also divided into upper and lower layers. When ETA moves, you can see that the slots also move independently in 2 layers. This leads to a problem that may occur during installation. Under normal circumstances, if you follow the correct steps, just like here, you simply tighten the screws into the device under it using normal M3 or M2.5 countersunk screws, but some users may make incorrect installations. For example, sometimes they find that the screws they are using is too long and they want to add spacers to reduce the effective length of the screws, so they might do something like this. They add a spacer or a washer and they tighten the screw like this. This will cause a very serious problem because we just mentioned that the upper and lower layers of the ETA move independently. If you use a large washer, or even if your screw is not suitable and you use a large flathead screw and tighten it here, what will happen? After tightening, it is equivalent to locking the upper and lower layers of the ETA together. As a result, the movement of the ETA is completely locked. In mild cases, it may cause incorrect readings from the ETA. In severe cases, if the motor stays in a jammed state for a too long time without you noticing, it may cause damage to the ETA. So everyone must pay close attention to this. Your screws must be tightened into the lower layer. Do not add any washers under the screws. We have even seen some users, because they do not understand how it works, and there is an adapter in front, for example, like if this is a front adapter, it also has holes. They use a very long screw to screw everything together down to the bottom and tighten it. This is obviously an extremely wrong practice. It is equivalent to locking the entire ETA completely. There is no room for adjustment at all. This is a very incorrect operation, okay? So previously, I did not expect users to make such mistakes, but I found that such errors do happen. So I want to point out this specifically. We must install the ETA correctly. The screws must be tightened on the camera side layer. The upper side is the telescope side. These 2 layers move independently, okay? Do not use unsuitable screws or incorrect installation methods to lock the 2 layers together. Alright, this is the first issue. The second issue is also something that users can encounter sometimes. For example, I will move these parts first. Okay, let's say in a typical setup, you connect it to an OAG below. As we just saw, this OAG uses an M54 thread Also, it's same with the ETA. You can see that the black part below is the OAG's own M54 thread. The upper part is the ETA's M54 thread. If you screw it onto your telescope, and your telescope also uses an M54 male thread, and after you screw it in, please make sure that the thread length on your telescope side is less than or equal to 5 millimeters, because the thread length of the ETA is also 5 millimeters. If the thread length on your telescope side is longer than 5 millimeters, what will happen? It will push against the threads of the OAG below the ETA. This will cause the same problem. It will push the ETA upward, because when your thread pushes downward, it presses against the OAG thread below. This will lift the upper part of the ETA, and once it is lifted, obviously the ETA will lose its function. It will no longer be able to adjust the tilt and back focus. So if the thread below is M54 or something smaller than M54 like M48, you need to pay special attention to this issue. Alright, these are some problems that users may overlook when installing the ETA, but once these problems occur, they will have a devastating impact on the use of your ETA. So please pay close attention to these points. Alright, that's all for today's video. Thank you for your watching, and see you next time.